Hi, Rachel. Welcome to this space.
Thank you, Andre. I've been looking forward to it.
It's really nice to have you here. Before we dive into your journey as a supervisor, your personal experience, I'd like to ask you to share a little bit about you, specifically your background as a coach, and where are you based?
Ah, so I am based in Ireland, in the south of Ireland, in a place called Lismore, and I live there with my three teenage children, my husband, and our dog. So that's a little piece of context, and I work from a home office that's attached to the house. So that's kind of my working environment. I am a pharmacist by first career, and I'm still work and I'm registered as a pharmacist. So one of the and I've been coaching for 10 years. I'm a member of ICF and EMCC and of the Pharmaceutical Society of Ireland. So I kind of have I've got a number of different roles. So one of the things that really attracted me to supervision was that um, exploration of navigating ethical dilemmas, particularly around as a person who wears different hats of mom, as wife, as dog owner, and then as coach, as mentor, as pharmacist. So, how do I stay clean and how do I serve my clients that are with me with a particular purpose as in the best possible way. So that's really where a little bit of background to where I am in 2023.
It's really beautiful how you combined all these hats, and you're putting them together. And it's nice to hear how supervision supported you in on that journey. How what made you become, or what led to you becoming a coaching supervisor and embarking on this journey?
Yeah. Well, one of the questions was around that I met a person, a colleague of mine in Ireland that was doing some cross professional supervision, and I'd never heard of such a thing as cross professional supervision. And I thought, as wearing a coach perspective, and even from a coaching perspective, there's a variety of different hats we can wear, be that health and wellness coaching or leadership coaching or well-being or mental fitness coaching. There's so many different lenses we can have. And I really wanted to, I felt I wanted to, have a space for myself to really look under the hood at those distinctions and synergies. And I also wanted to do that to serve my clients as a coach so that I am, elevating my own perspective so I can be a better coach and be with the people that are my clients. And then I guess I also see, felt that there was one project that I'm involved with around uh, pharmacist mentors and but who's there to support those mentors? So I thought, well, supervision is obviously a super support for the mentors, for the coaches, for anybody who is navigating and working with clients mainly on our own. Um, we're working in professional isolation a lot of the day. So unless we're very proactive about engaging with others and gaining different perspectives and figuring things out, it's challenging. I felt that I wanted to get that for myself, and B, I wanted to be able to be a resource for others who are mentors and coaches. So that was spurred by a conversation. That was where my thought process went. And then I did some research, and the ICCS was the you know the home that I felt would best suit continuing that journey. And one of the things that I particularly really value about ICCS is that there's coaches from a wide variety of different disciplines, from a wide variety of different membership bodies. So that fed into that desire for that diverse way of thinking and seeing and different perspectives, both from within the class and also within the faculty.
Because a lot of the times we learn as much from the course as we learn from the participants in the course, isn't it? It's such a wide conversation with people from various backgrounds and experiences. So it's a really great place to learn and grow.
Yeah,
Isn't it?
it was. And, the cohort was small and intimate. So we got to know one another. We got to practice with one another. I think we were represented with multiple languages. It was through English, but many people, English is a second or third language for them. I think we had 16, a time span of 16 hours in the time zone. So that just indicates the cultural diversity and environmental kind of, society that different people are operating out of the cultural norms. So that was another great source of learning and richness as well, that each participant brought to our learning environment.
Speaking about learning, what are some of the key learning points for you from the course? And was it something that maybe surprised you or particularly challenged you?
Hmm. But I take that with two lenses. One lens, I guess one of the things I really loved was the exposure to different theoretical lenses. I had been practicing as a coach for 10 years and received, a lot of training. Most of it was experiential and competency based training from the lenses that I experienced. I hadn't really done a deep dive into the theoretical lenses behind the different approaches and why they work and why some of them might not work or that sort of thing. So I really enjoyed, for me, because that wasn't my foundational background, I really enjoyed that the intellectual rigor and the exposure to different theoretical lenses. Um, so, and then obviously the different conversations that evoked from participants who some of whom had a really deep, they had masters in theoretical stuff. So there was lots of variety there. So I really, really appreciated that lens. And I guess personal point of view, in some ways, my motives for signing up were to grow and to develop as a person, as a coach, and to support others. I didn't really appreciate how much I would deepen my practice as a coach as a result of taking this diploma in coaching supervision. So that was a surprise to me, a very pleasant surprise. And specifically on reflecting just for this call, how, what has shifted since I've started, you know, since I signed up for the diploma, and that was, 8 months journey. I I realized on reflection back, I don't think I realized at the time, but I realized on reflection back that in those first few months of doing the diploma, I think I opened up my own possibilities for my own growth journey as a coach, and to go back more to beginner's mind and get more curious again. And one of the things I'm most proud of on my journey to being a coach, or a coaching journey, is when I started the diploma in coaching supervision, I had an ICF ACC credential. And at this point, as you can see down in the corner, I have in less than, it's a year, I have my ICF MCC credential. My proudest thing is not the letters on a virtual background. My proudest thing, and I believe the coaching supervision course made a significantly large impact on this, is I had resisted moving forward with the credentialing process. I didn't think I was good enough, and why should I have to prove myself, and all of that kind of, I want it, but I don't want it, and I'll stall on it, and I'll procrastinate, and that's the sort of thing. And that all got freed up as I was doing the course. And I can't tell you how or why specifically, but it did. And I leaned in, and I had such a fabulous experience of learning in a new way as I went through that ACC to PCC to MCC journey in 2022, in that I really enjoyed the learning journey. I really enjoyed the stretches. I really enjoyed getting the feedback and experimenting with new approaches or new thoughts or new skills or honing existing ones. It was a radically different experience. And I really believe that the supervision diploma and that environment and all, not just the half day we had together each week, but that whole environment of learning really helped free up my learning in pretty much, well, multiple ways, as a coach, as a supervisor, and also my own personal journey. So yeah, really, really enjoyed it.
You can really tell that this journey had such an impact on you personally, on your coaching practice, on you as a supervisor, right? Which is a new role that you've taken on. And it's such a, as you said, that you now have the MCC accreditation, is such a tangible, right, impact, and it's such a tangible result, which I like the way you said that it's not the letters so much, but all the meaning and all the work and the challenges and the reflection that went behind it. It's such a tangible and practical, impact, but with so much meaning behind it and so much work, which I can imagine it wasn't easy at times.
No, it wasn't easy, but the most challenging piece was the resistance that I was putting into. And again, I didn't realize that's what I was doing, but the resistance that I was putting into wanting it, but not really believing that I could, or not really, maybe it was a shift between feeling like I was being evaluated to assess whether or not I was good enough, to what it emerged to be feeling like I have this opportunity to go on a growth journey, and who knows what I'll discover, and who knows what amazing clients I get to coach, and who knows how I can grow with them as they grow, and we can learn together. And it was the journey was an adventure rather than next step, but I really don't want to.
Yeah,
No.
it's very, very, very powerful. And you did mention the self growth and the impact of the course, the training, on you personally and your coaching practice. What have you learned, and how do you use the learnings with other coaches? in your supervision practice?
Yeah. Well, interestingly, or maybe not so obviously, I've had a number of coaches who are going through either, some sort of credentialing journey, and be that, with the MCC or ICF or health and wellness coaching, or very, different things. That's been one cohort of people that I've ended up, that I have at the moment. I'm getting a number of those to work with. Some of it is a bit of mentor coaching and skill development lens of supervision, and a lot of it is also some of the stuff that I've shared. What's getting in the way of you leaning in and exploring this with ease and flow, and that kind of um approach. So that's been one. I've also had quite a number of clients um who, again, like me, wear more than one role professionally, um and it's that the lens there has, and I'm a very new coaching supervisor. So the lens in that case has really ended up, interestingly enough, focusing a lot on exploring ethical dilemmas and choice points, and um, where our own, unconscious bias or biases that can come in to impact how we contract, how we engage, how colluding and things like that, that can show up in different different roles. So they've been two of the lenses where the clients I have at the moment have been, that seems to have been where more of the focus has been at this point.
You did mention clients. What type of clients do you see yourself supervising, other than the two types that you mentioned?
Yeah. So I guess one is the the original kind of inspiration, which is pharmacist mentors. So they're in a role of, they are pharmacists, but they're in a role of mentoring other pharmacists, and having them as clients, as supervision clients. Now it's a very new role in that context, because mentoring is quite a new role in that context. And then supervision already has another meaning in pharmacy, which is more supervisory, as in I'm your boss type of, um, rather than, so that's it. That's one that I'm certainly looking to grow and explore. So with healthcare professionals, another is with coaches that also maybe are practicing as therapists as well. Um, so that's wearing a couple of different hats. Um, so that's another interesting set of lenses. And it's quite different from that first one, because therapists do have experience of supervision in a therapy context. And so there's less of an education and awareness piece in one side, and yet then there's a piece that's known, transferring it into maybe a different context. So it's a little bit different. And coaches that are, coaching is part of their role, but it's not all of their role. So having, as I said, that they have a supervision space, that safe space to untangle the nuances of who they are and how they go about their work and their impact on their clients. They're some of the cohort at the moment that are, I really enjoy working with, and they seem to be that we tend to work together well. Yeah.
It's beautiful how you're really bringing supervision into your work, and how you're taking supervision into the pharmaceutical industry, which I and from what you said, and I assume is not very widely known. So it's brave, and also you made this journey your own. You're not afraid of bringing supervision in new areas, and applying it to, and really modeling it to who you are today and who you were, right? And as you said at the beginning, you were so many hats, you were wearing so many hats and still wearing lots of hats, and how and supervision really supported you. So it now I really understand how supervision supported you in bringing all together. Mm, Yeah, bringing your experience all together. And um, also, if you look in the future, right, and look ahead, where do you see um, yourself, and how do you see, what role do you see supervision playing in this,
Well, no.
in your future?
Well, who knows what's going to emerge? And we look back on this recording and have a bit of a laugh about what my notions were. Um, so I would see as being a supervisee continuing to be a really important part of my personal journey, because obviously now I've got an additional role of supervisor into the mix. So supervision, being a supervisee is extremely important for me as a role model, as somebody who walks my talk, but also to support me, to support my clients. Um, One of the things I love about the ICCS is the supervisor community, and the education, the supervision of supervision, and all of those resources that are available to us as ICCS graduates. And I also have supervision outside of that as well. But it's a lovely community that we can lean into, and it's growing too. As we grow, the community grows. So that I see myself continuing to engage in that community as a valuable resource. I see myself continuing to get supervision as a essential resource. And I also see myself engaged in some group, like leading some group supervision, and some one-on-one supervision with coach clients. Also, coach clients, with different types of clients. Exactly what that mix is going to be, I don't know. But certainly, I also know a lot of say healthcare professionals that are also coaches or have done coach training, or people who have done health and wellness coach training, and they have different backgrounds from a health professional background, or they've lived with a long-term condition. And that's another group of people that is supervision for that person. So we don't bring too much of ours, just that we're aware of what we're bringing with us from our own experience that's valuable into the space, and discerning what we're bringing with us that may actually be not valuable biases that are actually hindering the coaching space.
It's a wonderful journey. It was a wonderful journey, and it looks like a wonderful journey for the future for you, supervision. Thank you so much, Rachel, for sharing your experience. And I'm going to wish you all the best for the future. Thank you, Rachel.
Thank you, Andrea.